Hello everyone, this is a brief video so that you can understand the differences between the old recommendations and the new recommendations. So let's go. Brief welcome to everyone. I'm Carmen Del Nero from the Customer Experience team. So yes, mentioned in the previous webinars, we're just taking care of the clients and making sure everything works well. So what are we going to see today? The differences between the old recommendations, as we call them, the V1, and the new recommendations, which is the new product that we have launched. The next step would be how to update the script, where can we find the information and the instructions to update the script. 3 would be how to configure the carousels of the new recommendations, and 4 would be troubleshooting. Okay, so what are the recommendations? The recommendations is just a carousel of products, of recommended products that can appear in every page of your website, okay? So we will see now the differences between the old and the new. So within the old recommendations, what we did previously was that they were part of the search. How you integrated them was through a brief script that we had for the recommendations, and you located them where you want them to appear on your website, okay? And it only had one logic. What happens now with the new script? You decide where to locate them through a CSS selector. So now the new recommendations work with the new script that we have, that is a single sentence of the search. And then we have also 10 new logics that you can choose from. We will look into this after. We can use filters for the carousels, and there's also options for customization. Okay, so in the admin panel, where can we find the recommendations? As mentioned, this was part of the search that we had. So in here with Optimize, you go here and you click on recommendations. Here you can see the script, and you could choose the number of products that are being displayed. What happens now? The new recommendations, it's a completely new product as mentioned, so it's on the left menu bar. You put here, click on recommendations, and then you can configure the carousels here. So, as mentioned, in the differences between the old recommendations and the new recommendations, within the new recommendations, you decide where to locate the carousel inside the configuration. So, we go here, Add Carousel, and here you can choose the CSS selector where to locate your carousel, and you can normally only choose between before and after. I'll explain later how we can find the CSS selector. Okay. So, what is the next difference that we have is that we have 10 logics against one logic that we had. So these 10 logics, basically we have the 5 top work for all the pages, and the top bottom work for only the product page, as it needs information from where to take information for these logics, okay? So we have most popular products, the best sellers, we take it from your sales data configuration. We have the most search. We have browsing history, that this one, for example, is very popular on the cards page. It's basically outlining the products that the user has clicked on previously, and it's a way of cross-selling. For example, we can add a title of "Do not forget these products," and we can see all the products that the user has clicked on previously. Then we have custom picks, that it works like custom results. So we have included results. You can include them individually or through a specific rule based on the attributes. Okay? What else do we have? We have similar and visually similar. Similar products take information from the product attributes, and visually similar through the image. We have then people also viewed, that this is a logic that needs to learn from the user behavior. So it might take around 15 days so that the logic has enough information to display. Then we have personalized match, that you can import a CSV file to put the personalized products. And then we have frequently bought together, that again, similar to bestseller, it takes information from your sales data configuration. Okay? So one of the last differences is that we can also add filters in the recommendations. So there's 2 types of filters. We can choose a direct filter, for example, brand has to be same as viewed, or you can put Adidas, whatever you want. Or there's also a function for if and then. What does this mean? Well, I can say that if brand is Adidas, we can show, for example, all the categories that are accessories. So in that case, we will be all the accessories, and we can add another condition that are, for example, brand Adidas. So all the accessories that are from Adidas. Okay. What else would be a difference? Then another difference is that the recommendations are 100% customizable. So you go here into outside the carousels, you go to advanced configuration, and here you have option to customize it through CSS. And you can also add the add to cart button. Okay, so following up, this is a brief summary of what we were talking about, the possibilities that we have in regards to the customization. We have the add to cart, the CSS that, as I mentioned before, it's more when you want to customize a font or how it looks, and the template is when you want to add a specific rule. For example, I want to add the SKU number or the brand in the product cart of the carousel. Okay. Then the next step that we would have to look at is how to update the script. So there's many clients that still have the old script. So the idea would be to translate this to the latest script. What are the differences? Okay, so for the script update, we can locate what script we have in. Here we go to configurations. And then we have the general store settings, we scroll down and we see installation script. This, for example, this single script is the latest script. However, some of you might still have the old script. The old script will look something like this. So where can we find information to check how to install the new script? Basically, we go to our support page and you'll have this home page basically. We type in here, we put update script, and we can see it depends on what type of platforms you have. If you're inputting the script manually into your HTML code, you can use these instructions, okay? That will be just replacing the new script by the old script. But then here in related posts, you also have all the options for other platforms such as Shopify, Shopware, WooCommerce, PrestaShop, Magento, BigCommerce, all of them, okay? So now, following these steps, it would take 5 to 10 minutes to update the script, and if you have any issues, you can contact us, okay? So the third step would be the carousels configuration. So now we have our script updated, we have our trial activated by our customer success team, and now we would need to start configuring the carousels. By default, as mentioned previously, the old recommendations had a related products logic, but as mentioned, now we have different logics, so you can put as many carousels as you want in any page that you want. How to configure carousels is very straightforward. We go to our recommendations here that we see as our new product, and we start add carousel. So let's do a test. Here we type in the title. Then we choose the CSS selector. How do we find the CSS selector? Let's go to our demo from Doofinder. Okay, so how can we find the CSS selector? Imagine that I would want to put my carousel on top of this bestseller carousel. We do right click, we click on inspect, and then this tab opens. We need to click on this icon that we have here, and this icon will outline all the boxes that we have on our website. So imagine that in this case, we would click on the whole box. So when we click on it, it's outlining in the code where can we find it, and it's outlining the class that it is. We need to go to copy, we need to right click, we need to go copy selector, and then we go back again to your admin panel and we just paste it. Okay, so as simple as that. Then you have your box outlined, and you must choose whether to put it before or after that box that we have decided. So in this case, we would like to put it before, for example. I would normally stick to these two as they are the most specific. Okay, so the next step would be finding which logic. As mentioned, we already went through these. If you have any questions of what are they, you can contact us without any problem, okay? So in this case, I want to put the most popular products. So we have already, given that this is a French demo, it already puts the title in that specific language. Imagine that you would like to put this carousel for other search engines. This is also possible by choosing add another search engine. Okay, here you can choose the number of products that you would like to display. I think it goes up to 25. And then you can also choose whether to exclude the out-of-stock products from your carousel. As mentioned, you also have the option to filter the results. And there's also a fallback. What does this mean? This means that basically for the logics, for example, that are continuously learning, or maybe that the ones that don't have enough information, for example, such as browsing history, if the user has not clicked on a product previously or has not clicked on enough products, it will take information from your most popular products, from the most popular logic, sorry. Okay, so if we activate this, that would happen. Then we click on save, and that's a simple configuration of the carousel. What statistics we have? So the number of impressions are the number of times that the carousel is uploaded. So imagine that we have 2 on the home page, 1 on the product page, and me as a user, I go to the home page, then I go to a product page, and then back to the home page. That will be a total of 5 impressions. Then we also have simple information as we have on the search, which are click-through rate and conversion rate. Okay, and here you can activate or deactivate the carousel. So that's how we configure the carousels. As mentioned, 3 brief steps. First, select the CSS selector to identify, so that Doofinder recognizes where would you like the carousel to be displayed. Also, very important, for the CSS selector, this must be unique. So imagine that you want to put only in the product page, but you use the selector as footer. This carousel would appear in all your pages, not on your product page, because all the pages have a footer in your website, okay? So you must put a CSS selector that is specific to that page. Okay, the next step, select the logic that you want. And 3, whether you want to decide to add filters or any customization. Okay? So now I have configured my carousel and it's not appearing. Why might this happen? First, because the selector that you've chosen is not as specific as it has to be, or it's incorrect. The objective here is you can try different CSS selector to see if it's appearing, and if it's not working, you can contact us and we can let you know the issue behind it. What might be another reason is that the script is not present in all pages. So imagine that I have in my cart or in my checkout a specific carousel and it's not appearing. So it might be that you do not have the Doofinder script active in all your pages. Okay? And if you have checked this troubleshooting and it's still not working, as mentioned, you can contact us at any time. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful. If you have any questions, as I mentioned a couple of times, you can contact us to customer.success@Doofinder. Hope it was helpful. Thank you.